Wealth Creators presents Wealth Creator Spotlight. Today's guest is Barriffe McKenzie. For 20 plus years, he's built lawn and beyond organic landscaping and Oasis Vegan Veggie Parlor, creating jobs and opportunities for his community. JahRiffe had the vision, but he needed the right tools. Wealth Creators helped him take the next step toward financial freedom. Catch his journey in episode 3 of Wealth Creator Spotlight. Don't miss it. Wealth Creators presents Wealth Creator Spotlight. Today's guest is Barriffe McKenzie. For 20 plus years, he's built lawn and beyond organic landscaping and Oasis Vegan Veggie Parlor, creating jobs and opportunities for his community. JahRiffe had the vision, but he needed the right tools. Wealth Creators helped him take the next step toward financial freedom. Catch his journey in episode 3 of Wealth Creator Spotlight. Don't miss it.
Hey, Wealth Creators! We are so excited to have you here today. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Coach. Great.
We are so excited to have all of you here today. This is the day to learn about a magnificent young man who is doing some really great things, and we are so excited. We are here because this is the Wealth Creator Spotlight. It is a bi-weekly talk show where we are going to talk with different people who are on different successful journeys. They have remarkable stories and they have amazing transformations. These are people who have achieved greatness that is worth us sharing and hopefully you learning from. So I am Coach Rosie. I am your host. And here is my co-host, Angela. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Coach Rosie. I'm Angela. I'm the co-host and also a wealth creator. Can't wait to get into this story about Barriffe. So I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angela. Listen, today's guest is a true visionary, an entrepreneur, a musician. Did I say musician? An entrepreneur and a musician and an advocate for holistic living. And we're going to find out more about that in a little while. So for 20 years, he's run his business called Lawn and Beyond Organic Landscaping, LLC, creating jobs and sustainability in his community. And in 2017, he even expanded his impact by opening an Oasis Vegan Veggie Parlor in Dorchester, Massachusetts. So beyond business, his passion is music, and he loves spreading messages of empowerment and upliftment. Barriffe is one of those people who, when seeking financial freedom, he actually joined Wealth Creators after discovering Marvin Mitchell's powerful insights. So please, everybody, help me welcome to the forefront on our spotlight, Mr. Barriffe McKenzie, also known as JahRiffe. Hey, Barriffe. It is so awesome having you here today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. This is going to be an exciting show. We're going to learn so much about Barriffe today. I remember the first time I heard one of your songs. I was like, wait a minute, he does that? Like, you did not look like a singer to me. Like, you didn't have a musician look.
Nice.
And I thought, wow, how powerful and how encouraging your music is. What is it that got you started first in music? And then we're going to go on to talk about business because I know you are also a businessman. But what started you in the music industry?
Well, I grew up in New York, and we always had basement parties, and we had systems in our house. So music was always just playing. I was the youth that kind of was dancing around all the time, and then also singing. So that forward to which I didn't really know I was going to be doing what I'm doing now, but it forward to me having the passion of writing and playing instruments, and that's how it kind of really started. Like when I was young, I had my own sound system, and we played at parties and all these other kind of things.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That is so awesome. So now, how did music and business kind of mesh? How does that mesh in your life?
Well,
Because this takes a lot of time, right? It takes up a lot of time.
yep.
And then you're a musician that travels. So you're not just a musician that, you're a closet musician. You are out in the public and you travel and you tour and all of those things. So how did those two sort of things mesh?
Well, like I said, I didn't know that I was actually going to be doing it. So when I started my business, it formed in the sense of someone said to me one day, "You'll look good with a guitar." The next day I went out and bought a guitar. Right.
Wow.
So at that same time, I was actually forming Lawn and Beyond, and we got a band together. And sometimes I'm asking myself, how did I do this? So I kind of just divide the time. I mean, and I realized that I really love doing music. And that was the thing that stuck with me from a youth, So and what aligned the business with the music is that the business was more built off a spiritual purpose. Wanting to do change in my community, wanting to see, like I read a lot about Marcus Garvey, a lot of like revolutionaries that made changes into their communities, into the world and people's lives. So that inspiration, wanting to be one of those stewards that the Creator has put here to develop things that change the earth. And I thought landscaping was the thing that really changed the earth, meaning that we're taking care of plants, we're taking care of the earth, we're nurturing the earth as how the Creator put us here to do. So, and then having that message in the music, it kind of just aligned, and I just kept going from there. Yeah.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah.
That is. So when you talk about somebody said you need to have a guitar, the next day you go get a guitar. So what instruments are you? Is it the lead, the bass, is acoustic? What kind of guitar are you playing?
Well, I'm playing acoustic and electric. I started off playing like bass. I was basically playing everything in the band at first because I was kind of finding myself. But now I play acoustic and electric guitar, and I'm playing rhythm. So I'm rhythm and vocal in the band. Yeah.
Wow. So what type of music would you classify your music? He says uplifting. I mean, I almost want to say, can you just give us like a line or two of one of the songs? I mean,
so I play roots reggae. So I grew up. I'm a bloodline of a Jamaican. So Jamaican bloodline, but I play roots reggae. But to me, music, I could sing over anything because it's a soul connection. So even though they have it under the genre of roots reggae, I'm more just like a world musician because I'm trying to touch everybody. Yeah, that's where it is, like I'm just really trying to touch everybody with the music. So if you give me a hip hop beat, I'm writing over that. R&B, I'm writing over that, so that's what I do.
Wow. And I love that because in your bio, it talks about holistic living, right? Mm-hmm. So you're saying I'm trying to touch everyone, right? Yeah. Holistically, spiritually, right? Because music is spiritual, and or at least it can be spiritual. And for you, I know that it is by listening to you and, of course, talking to you. That spiritual connection, that holistic approach, not just to your music, but also to your business. And we talked about how you joined Wealth Creators earlier by finding Marvin Mitchell online and then discovering a more holistic approach now to how to do business, right? So talk about that for us and how you found Marvin, and then, what has changed in your life, in your business since you've discovered Wealth Creators.
Okay. So, well, like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I was looking for mentorship and a family who wanted to grow things in a holistic way and in that mindset for some time. So I'm just scrolling along. I'm searching and I'm scrolling along, and then I see Marvin and I start listening, and I'm like, hold on, this feels different, because I feel like I'm guided by intuition a lot. It has to feel right. And I said, nah, there's something different about this guy. So I joined the challenge. And I listened to the challenge. I'm hearing about these different ways you can place your money in it. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I need. Because I always felt like I have a clear vision of what I want to do, but I needed structure to do it. And, and I'm not about recreating the wheel. Marvin already went through 20 years plus of experience. So that showed not only in his information, but it also showed in his aura for me. So once I started pressing accept, once I pressed that first accept, I just kept accepting, because it felt right. And what really brought me to that deep acceptance of what Wealth Creatives is doing and going to do for me as I grow into it is when I went to Dallas at the mastermind. I seen the spirit in everybody. Everybody was just so like enlightened, not just about making money, but enlightened about life. And that created such an inspiration for me. I sat back, I was like, I wonder if Marvin really know what he's doing, in the sense of how he's invoking people. Like, it's not just about funds. It's about how they're invoking this reality in their mind first. And, he's big about mindset. And I'm big about mindset in the sense of like, I studied years under like a psychology level of how you deal with the psyche. How do you build up yourself? How do you build up your characteristics? And just seeing him do that was like, I'm all in, and then the way that he breaks down how you automatically make your money flow. It was just like the thing that I needed, because I've been searching for years. And it's not only that, I didn't only receive a mentor, but I received the whole family. When you're hearing everybody doing so much great things, it's like that keeps you motivated. The check-ins, that keeps you motivated. And it's like, that's what I really needed for that.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. And anyone that's in our audience, if you have a question for Barriffe, please feel free to type in your question, and we're going to ask him. Put him on the spot here, because there's a lot that he has to offer. And the show is really about uplifting not just ourselves, but other people who desire to do maybe what he does. So you have a lawn care business. How did you establish that? What sort of got you to thinking this is what I want to do with my life, or at least part of your life, right?
Yeah. Well, when I started working with a company for like 2 years, and then one of the seasons that were the slow seasons, I just said, yo, I could do this. And I started with my grandfather's lawnmower, a spaded shovel, and a garden rake. And that just started everything. Again, like, landscaping wasn't even something that I ever did before, but I had a knack for it. I was able to start driving that company's trucks in less than three months. I was like the head maintenance person in the company. And then 2 years after that, I'm into my own thing. And I kind of just jumped out in the water. I was just like, I'm doing this. So I just started doing it. And then 20 something years later, I'm still doing it and growing and learning. And just like, I fell in love with it a lot when I started to do ornamental pruning. For those who don't know what ornamental pruning is basically you go in and structure the shrubs the way that they should be, so they can have a healthier lifespan, flowering and I mean, there's a lot to it, so I can only like go over it like that. You really trim the plants to do its healthy growth spurts.
And Barriffe, even when you talk about organic, what makes it organic when you start doing organic lawn care?
Well, organic lawn care is just using things from the earth, meaning that it's natural probiotics that go into the earth. You're not using synthesized fertilizers, so you try to stay as natural as you can. meaning leaf breakdowns and things like that, using natural horticultural techniques to take care of the lawns, take care of the plants, and nurture things the way they should be.
Wow. And then you also have a vegan restaurant. What does vegan really mean? I hear the term people use it a lot. So when somebody say they have a vegan restaurant, what does that really mean?
Non-dairy, nothing dairy, no animal products. I mean, the vegan lifestyle is really from the practice of Rastafari, which they call Ital. Ital meaning like there's only one element that in the vegan process that they may use in Ital, we don't use salt, so, but it's really just an all plant-based diet, so that's what vegan really represents.
So wait, you said no salt?
Yeah, in Ital, they don't use salt.
Ooh-wee.
I know, right? If you're a chemist, if you're an alchemist in food, one of the things I like to use in food is that, like for everybody who cooks, just use sun-dried tomatoes. You get enough salt from that to flavor your food. The salt should be the last thing you put in the food after you put all your seasonings. So once you put your salt in, that just makes the other flavors explode. So if you use sun-dried tomatoes, you'll get just enough salt that you need.
Okay, so now I feel like a book is about to come out to you about cooking and teaching us how we need to create the food with no salt, and we can be healthier too. Keep that in mind. I feel it coming out of you.
Okay, cool. That's one more mission.
Yes.
Nice.
And this is the thing. So someone in our audience said that they need some long distance lawn care. Are you thinking about going more, global?
Global.
Hopefully we'll see what the creator presents. Some consultation. We don't put no limits,
Yeah. And we've got people who are saying, yes, a book, because they would love to learn about how to season their foods in ways that they're using less salt. Because, we live in a society where salt is like, if it doesn't have salt, take that back. We don't want it, right?
One tip sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
One tip is, you use sea salt. That's the healthiest salt we could do. The Himalayan salt. That's the best salt we could use. So it's not about just not using salt. It's what salt we're using and how much we use.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha. All right. So let's talk for a moment about your name. And I'm going to put you on the spot because Barriffe and then JahRiffe both have meanings. But I want you, I'm going to do something different here, right? So I want you to put that in a song for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's good. That's good.
I don't care how you blend it. Just put that in the meaning of it, right? In a song. Because we know that you're creative, right? And you're able, you've written songs for many, many years since you were a kid. And so now we want to hear how you blend your name into this song that makes all of us want to go out and buy it.
Oh, you put me on the spot. So my name, Barriffe, mean one who is valid. When you come into a room, this one is of moral character, good character. And JahRiffe is the name that is guided by God. So JahRiffe, the reef is guided. I don't know if I can make a song right now.
You got it.
We will develop a song. One of the things, I am releasing a song coming up that was inspired by the Wealth Creators called Shine Bright. It should be released April 21st. And I would like everybody to go and stream that. I'll keep everybody posted to that. But it's basically about shining as bright as you can and never putting limits on all the opportunities that are given to us, for us to keep our minds and on that focus on what we want to accomplish and being resilient in that and staying focused, you know, to make that manifest. And that was all inspired by the Wealth Creators, though.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
All right. So we can't wait to hear. I know I put you on the spot, but we can't
Yeah.
wait to hear how you're going to blend your name and the meaning behind your name later on. We can't wait to hear that.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you have children,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had the pleasure of meeting one of them, your youngest, I believe. Sophia. Is that your youngest?
No, she's my oldest.
Oh, she's the oldest. Okay.
Yeah.
She's the oldest. So I had an opportunity to meet Sophia,
Mhm.
and which I love that name. And she called you up on the phone and she said, Baba Lu?
Baba.
Baba.
Yeah.
Baba. So tell us what Baba means.
Baba means father. In
Father.
Hebrew they would call that father. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they grew up calling me Baba. Yeah.
I heard that and I said, what? And I thought, wow, how precious is that, right? Like they were learning Hebrew and I'm sure they didn't know it at the time, right?
Mhm.
So that is absolutely fantastic. So let me ask you this. On this journey of music, being a father, a husband, a business owner, a wealth creator, right? Did you ever think that you would have learned all of the things that you've learned in Wealth Creators that has helped to put your business in a place? You talked about those systems, you know, like you knew that there was more that needed to be done, but the systems of how to get those things done. Did you think that you'd ever be where you are like a year from now? Today, did you think that you'd be where you are? And then where do you see yourself going in the future? Because I know as a wealth creator, we create those 6-year goals,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So where did you think that you'd now be where you are? And then where do you see yourself in the future?
I thought I would be where I am, but I needed to have assistance. And Wealth Creators had made me that path of saying this can be done, and this is how you can do it. Like I've joined different platforms and spoke to a lot of different people, but no one laid it down like how Wealth Creators. He didn't make it too like complicated and untouchable. I mean, within the first segment of Wealth Creators, you were like, wait, I get this. This is like very to just make your to make your funds move automatically, like setting up so your things are digitally taken out, subtracted into different platforms where your money can grow. I mean, he made magic. I mean, Wealth Creators had created magic, you know, so I don't think that anyone else would be able to break that down for me the way Marvin Mitchell has done that and created this fantastic program. Where I see myself, I'm traveling the world with my music. You know, I'm setting up these businesses and stabilizing them. And while I'm traveling the world with my music, I'm able to direct people to show them, yeah, this is what I've done. So I'm singing these positive songs, but I'm actually sending them back to, look, I've created this to show you that this is possible, you know, and we have to be the change in the world. So that's what I'm doing with the structure that Wealth Creators have presented to me. I'm going to take that and travel the world with it and inspire other people.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. That traveling the world. What I see is the ability to be able to put your business in a position that allows you to be more of a creative in the music, right? In the music sector, so that you're able to go and travel the world, right? Because most people are busy working in their business so much that they're not working on it. And by working on our businesses, it is providing jobs to other people, and we're not the number one employee, right? Because it's so often we become that number one employee. So it gives us the ability to put those systems in place so that we can do greater things. And for you, it's spreading that joy across the world with your music, right? Holistically touching everyone that you come in contact with your music. And I think that that's absolutely fantastic. What about you, Angela?
Well, one of the things I know about musicians, because Coach Rody, you like myself, are married to musicians. So therefore, they have this gift, this third eye, this sense of creativity, and sometimes they're really special people because the way they see things. So I'm just excited. Can't wait to see Shine Bright. Can't wait to hear how you're going to bring your name into the song. If it's going to be reggae, hip hop, gospel, jazz, whatever. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yes, that is
One of the
absolutely fantastic.
great is like being a creative is when you start to become a creator. So like being a creator, you're able to observe what you're creating. And that's what the one of the big points of the program has set up for me being in the Wealth Creator is that you're actually being a creator. So that means you're able to observe what's going on. Like when I jumped into landscaping, I didn't really know what I was creating. But now this segment of the journey, I'm actually able to observe what is going on, start placing things where they need to be, so then they could flow into sustaining those jobs for people, because you change lives with giving people jobs when they have that sustainability. And you also bring hope and dreams into them also. So at this segment, it's like being a creator and being able to observe your creation is a big piece.
Now that's powerful right there, right? Like I never thought about it in that sense when you said you're being a creator, right? And you're able to look down or look at or look up at, whichever direction you're looking,
Whatever way you
what you have created.
Yeah.
Right? You're able to look at the creation. And all I thought about was in the beginning was God, right? And God created.
We were made in that likeness and image. So if we're made in that likeness and image, we share in that power of God. You know what I mean? But we have to do what God likes in order to share in that power. So I think that's another big piece with Wealth Creators. It's not that we're just here talking about finance. We're talking about alignment with our divine purpose that was given before we left the place that you call heaven, Zion, or wherever you call it. It's like where we left that essence from the source for us to come here on a particular mission. And what this is helping us do is to refine our mission and our purpose. Once you can find your purpose, everything else is golden. You walk around like happy-go-lucky all the time.
Yes. Yeah, even when let's talk about this just for a moment, because in business, if you are a business owner, anyone out there, you're a business owner, or you're just starting out, realizing that when you find your purpose in life, as Barriffe just said, everything else becomes golden, right? It's like, I'm doing the thing that I love to do, but business is not easy. Right? So being that creator is not always easy, but when you have it in you and you realize it's your purpose, then you keep pushing regardless, right? And one of the things that Wealth Creators, right, with Marvin helps us to do is hold ourselves accountable. And we hold one another accountable, right, to the dream that we say we have, to the thing that we say we want to create. And so finding that accountability partner, accountability group, whatever it needs to be, I think is extremely important. So what would you say would be the thing that you would tell someone who's newly becoming this creator? What advice would you give them to assist them in their journey?
To really find your purpose. identify your purpose and like have a meditation with yourself and turn up the silent voice within you. Listen to your heart and then go for it. Have the resilience, the faith, and go for it with with all your might. And within the struggles that you may go through, nothing good comes easy. Those sayings are real. Nothing good comes easy. So just like build up your resilience. Don't be afraid to make yourself vulnerable, so you can get the right guidance. And if you want the proper guidance, you come to Wealth Creators, right? So, it's like, that's what I would think. Really take a deep breath and really find your purpose within you. And that purpose really is talking to you every day. You don't have to look too far. It's really your voices, that creator that created you. You just got to turn up the volume so you can hear it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Barriffe. We have so enjoyed being with you today. It has been such an exciting day. We applaud you for all of the great things that you are currently doing, and certainly for all of the things that we know that you are going to do. And hey, you guys, for all of you who are out there and you're watching via YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, we ask that you hit him up. You definitely want to hear his music. And then if you are in that Massachusetts, Dorchester area, you want to look for him for your lawn care, because he is definitely going to give you the creators. And I'll say that again. He's going to give you the creator service, right? So Barriffe, we thank you so much for coming on the Wealth Creator Spotlight today. And we look forward to seeing you do so many great things. Now, where can people find you? Is there a social media handle, your music? Where can they find you?
If you just type in all social medias, JahRiffe, JahRiffe, and everything will fly up. My whole catalog, dates, everything will be there. Oasis Vegan Veggie Parlor will be there. Lawn and Beyond will be there. Everything will be there. Just type in JahRiffe.
All right. Yeah. So hit him up at JahRiffe. I made up my own song. JahRiffe. JahRiffe. Riffe. Don't forget to hit him up, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. But he is definitely a true creator. And we thank you so much for being on the show. Hey guys, we give all of you, we just want to say thank you to all of you for being a part of our show today. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. So bi-weekly, we will be here with another wealth creator person to spotlight who are doing some great and mighty things. So thank you again, and we love you.
Thank you.
And continue to shine bright. Shine bright, Barriffe. Shine bright.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes. That was so cool.
He was awesome. Absolutely love him.
I know.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get the music, the book. Maybe I take that trip up to Boston and check out that restaurant.
I think we should. I'm not too far. I should.
We should.
Go check out some vegan eating. That's right. And I love vegan food. I absolutely love vegan food. So thank you guys for being on today. We see you, Gerard and Trina and Louisa and Tracy, Andrea, and so many others. Thank you guys for being on today. All right.
Let's dominate.
Great, my great co-host. Love you.
Love you too, Coach. Outstanding. Yes.